Okay guys, welcome back to the offensive part of the video. This is good football knowledge. I hope I'm not boring you guys to death, but we're going to talk today about something that not a lot of people do in Madden 13, and that's run the football. In my opinion, I've always loved a running game, and I feel like it's the easiest, most effective way to move the ball. So we're going to go over the Oregon Ducks offensive attack. That's what I'm going to call this, and basically it is the principles that Oregon has built their last 7 years of offensive domination on, and we're going to do it in Madden. Now first I want to check something real quick. Okay, it does work the way I wanted it to. Now your base play here is going to be the Panther wide seam. The reason this is a base play is because you have two routes here that will beat man-to-man coverage. Square route and the circle route will usually beat man-to-man coverage. You could also motion snap again or Davis to a fade. Similar. So let's call man coverage here. And let's talk here. Let's show it. Say motion get. Oh, computer nano. No. Say we motion begin in. 2 steps, of course. And we wait for him to make his cut, and we make an easy pass in. That's how I would do that. You also could do this, something similar to this. This is a very good route combination on the right side of the field here. Also, I would actually either put James on a wheel or a flat pattern to suck any flat zone down to give a clear angle to throw an out route. But after 2 steps, we're going to snap with Davis. And you're going to read the out first, not there. Okay, we come back across to Davis, and we roast the middle of the field. And you've got man beaters all over the field. You also have zone beaters. Let's call a little cover 3 here. Just a stock, just to show you how it works against zone. Same kind of theory here. Okay. We read that there's a flat zone over there. Okay, we have an out route. So that's the first way you're going to be zoned from this play. Now the second way you're going to be zoned from this play is by progressing on to your next read, which is going to be the motion snap fade. The motion snap fade. Okay, so we're reading the defense. We don't have that. We don't have the motion snap fade. Ted again would be open at that point. Okay, so we need to hit Ted again at that point. So usually though you're going to have your out route. If it's not open, you progress. So we're progressing there, not there. We throw it to Ted again, and we swivel our receiver to the left and then back to the inside to gain a little inside position and make a play. If you guys need help with user catching, I would just Google it, how to user catch a Madden NFL 13. Also guys, another way to beat zone, say they're running just a lot of zone, you could just run the play stock, maybe with an out route combination on the right side of the field, but these 2 seam routes are going to roast it, especially X's. So instead of motion snapping Davis here, you could just inside pass lead him, click on and undercut it, get right underneath that safety there and make a play. So that's how I would run that play for the most part. And you could just mix in hot routes. You could motion James out like this, put him on a wheel pattern, and I mean it's gonna be very difficult to stop this play. I wouldn't recommend running this play that often. It might be just me, simply because I want to run the Oregon offense the way it's designed. But you know, this is not the key to the offense. This is just a wrinkle, but it is a base play because you can do a lot of things with it. And we're going to end it right here with Davis dropping a pass, as he seldomly does in the real life. Okay, let's talk about the quick audible down. You have a halfback draw. So if you notice something like this, where they only have, this is a spread formation, it's easy to read the defense, what they're going to try to do. And if they're not going to, especially if they, in terms of reading whether or not you want a halfback draw, whenever they have 5 men in the blocks or less, you're going to run a halfback draw. And you just want to block, pinch the line, and you just want to make a read. You want to make about 5 to 10 yards of carry. And that's going to be a very aggravating run for them to stop. So here you see they have 6 men in the box. We're not going to run a halfback draw. We're actually going to go to our quick audible up, and now we have access to the one and only curl flats. And we've been motioning James out a lot, so we can bring James back in now, put him on a fade pattern once it gets out, bring him back into the backfield. And now all of a sudden you have a snap throw to James right there. He's actually going, you don't even have to click onto that. So that's very key. That's a good little pro tip, I guess, if you consider me a pro. Okay, let's take a look at the deep pass audible. This is the 4 verticals, which is very good. I would personally just, you know, blue route, or maybe just some kind of little quick route to James where it's going to be underneath. I'll like I say they run like a cover 4, where he'll get underneath that. But this is your zone beater, and you could, in my opinion, you should do something like this on the right side of the field, where you can beat man with that out route if they do decide to call that. But as you see, that was man coverage. So I want to get you, let's just call a random zone here. Let's call cover 3, because that's a very popular zone in Madden 13. So your first read is going to be triangle, and what you're going to read here, I'm just going to run it and then I'm going to go over my read. So I see he gets pressed. Man, Niners defense, guys, I'm telling you, tough to pass against. Okay, so let's go over this one more time here. See if we can get some time in the pocket. Okay. Wow. Okay. Without throwing it, we still get the read. So I'm going to show you what we're looking for here. Okay. Number 1, if you read this and you see him get pressed, automatically you know that he is not in a man coverage, because he would have to be up on the line. So he would have to be probably right in this area and holding that guy there. So obviously that's not what happened. So he pressed him, so we know it's zone. So immediately we could throw the out at this point. At this point in the read, he's starting to break on the out route. So we could throw that. We could blind throw it. But if, say the guy, you respect his defense a lot, and you've been throwing a lot of outs, then what you would do is you would progress. Since he got bumped, you know he didn't, and you could pass lead up into the inside to Davis here. Also, guys, if they are in a cover 2 sink, this guy will be wide open. So it's just simple, easy reads for you to make there, as long as the defense doesn't bring some crazy blitz, which the Niners, in my opinion, are a crazy blitz sometimes, but we live with it. So let's see what we got. Working with a 2-man under here. We're going to show you 2-man under read here. So watch, see how he follows him there. So we blind throw the out there to the outside. I like to throw picks. I try to work them in every video, but what the concept is here, it's a blind throw, and it's risky, but it's really not, especially if they put timing down. We see it good, and he called another 2-man under here. Once you see that guy follow him, that's when the out's going to break. I didn't even look to the out route, and I hit it perfectly. You just want to pass lead. I would hold L2 with a poor quarterback. Say I have a Kaepernick. I've been liking to hold L2 and deliver the ball. So here we have a blitz, heavy blitz. We see they're following him, so immediately we just throw it out. We don't even have to look to that side of the field to know it's going to be open. Now, if you are doing this a lot, it always is good to check, but in my opinion, the outs are so difficult to stop in man-to-man coverage that it's going to be very difficult for them to stop that play. So that is how I would run this Panther Y seam to perfection, and all the other plays and the quicks. Let's talk about these wheel routes one time. This is really just kind of a mix-in. I rarely run any of these quicks, actually. But basically what you would do is you would motion snap one step, like a half a step inside, like that. It gets a little speed burst, and then you just read, and it's a good user catch option because you're going to get that inside position. It's going to be very difficult to stop. And you could drag Crabtree, so he's going to get underneath every zone, and the 2 wheel route should beat any man coverage. So something like that. That little post route's going to beat man coverage, pass lead to the inside, click on, get underneath. So just a lot of stuff you could do here. And Niners coming through again. So just a very simple, easy. And you see him get caught up there, and you can make if Cap has a little better of an arm, you can make a throw down. Okay. Now we're at 10 minutes already. Let's get into the read option from this formation. Actually, I did it wrong there. It's the other one. It's the L1 audible. So it's the L1 read option. And basically, this is what I like to call an outside zone read. If we hand the ball to like the Michael James here, he's going to look to break the run outside, get it outside zone read. Okay. So we're gonna hand the ball off no matter what they do. So we hand the ball off. See how he looks to break outside there, and he's going to break outside, and it's just the concept that is when you're trying to run outside. So do know that you're not going to be able to run in this area. You're going to be looking to run probably in this alley. So if I could draw a line here, it would be like that. Okay, hopefully you guys hopefully you guys can see this little alley here is where we're going to be looking to run and be in between here and here. This little alley is where we're looking to get to on this outside zone read. So snap the ball, we come across here, and we look to go right in there and pick up some yards. Now, the read on the option, if you guys don't already know, is we are isolating this backside defensive end. And if he stands up like that, we hand the... Didn't do a good job there. If he stands up, let me show you real quick. This is a perfect example. If he does this, this means he has contain on this number 7, Colin Kaepernick here. Also means he can't crash down to prevent the inside or outside and crash down the backside, meaning we get an extra play side blocker. That's the theory behind the read option, guys. Now, if he stands there, you hand the ball. Okay, now I'll show you. We'll eventually get you a play here where he doesn't. Like there, we now have the outside run to Kaepernick because they don't keep contain on him, and you're going to get anywhere from 10 to probably 50 yards there. So let's go back over this. He crashes down, we keep it, and we just look to get upfield with Kaepernick wherever we can. The alley, I would say, would be probably anywhere from here on out. Okay, oh, whoops. A little Panther Y seam action for you. So it's the L1 audible. Now he stands up, we get an outside zone read, and we pick up about 5 to 7 yards. It's very difficult to stop the read option, in my opinion. But from this, what they would do is they would need to be more of a spread look. However, I quick audible down, and all of a sudden now I have an inside run. So you have kind of a three-headed rushing attack if you think about it from the spread, which is very effective. Okay. Now let's get on into the bread and butter of this formation. The split offset. First play we're going to go over. Now if you notice how the running back is a little bit behind the quarterback, this means that it's an inside zone read versus what was earlier an outside zone read. The defense knows that this is an inside zone read based on the alignment of the formation. They know that he's never going to try to get over here in this area. His alley is now inside. Okay, inside zone read. So let's go read option from this formation and show you what happens when we hand the ball off to the running back, how we run it from this formation. Again, we are still isolating this guy on this field. He's still the guy we isolate, we still read him. So he stands, so we get upfield in the middle. Now let's show you what happens, especially from a split back formation, and this is very effective, in my opinion, in this year, and I think it will be very effective in years on. You're going to get a double team inside here, and basically when he stands up like this, he can't make a play on this play. You're going to get an automatic 4 yards every time, slamming it up in there, probably for about 3 to 4 yards of carry. Just a cloud in the dust philosophy from a spread offense, making it very, very hard to stop and also allowing you to pass eventually. So you see just a nice little smooth run inside. I know we didn't get a whole lot there, but still it's the concepts, guys. You need to learn that. That's the purpose of these videos here. And in the game, we'll show you how to get big plays from it. So we're going to run it one more time for you guys and show you how it works. Stays in, and you just read. And you want to, there I would have probably cut off to the left side. But, you know, it's just very simple play. Show it to you one more time. I want to get this, guys, I want to show you the quarterback's option. And perfect timing, we get that. And this is a little bit better of an option because he can get outside a little easier based on the formation's alignment. Okay, so there's that. That's the inside zone read 101. If you want more information on the zone read in general, do take a look at fishduck.com. They have very good resources on the spread option, read option offense. Okay, now we're going to go over what takes this scheme to the next level, so to speak. Real quick, let's get them out of goal line. Okay. We all know how Oregon uses a bubble screen in their formation to make it more very, very good against blitzes. We don't have access to that in this formation. However, we do have access to make it a hybrid running back screen to Michael James. And he's going to cut in and kind of giving the appeal as if he was running the ball. So say I'm using this guy right here. I'm crashing down once I see him cut in. So watch this. He's crashing down, and you get a little wide receiver screen action over there to James, and you just look to get upfield. This is going to be very effective whenever they start blitzing people to stop the run. So that is how we're going to utilize that. So There's the wide receiver screen, and it's very, very simple. And say that for some reason the Michael James is covered. We now have a little Poco route to Crabtree. Wait till he cuts the outside, pass lead down and out. Very easy route against man coverage. Okay, so we've gone over the read option, the wide receiver screen, and the inside read option. Let's talk about the halfback counter and how this play is really going to take the offense to the next level. And the reason being, and guys, you always want to play around with motion again. Motion of the running, motion again, and to try to confuse the opponent. But the counter is like an inside run that has the ability to be broken outside. So it's just a read, and that will blow it up. So this is more effective against. This is kind of like a draw, in my opinion. It's more effective against something like this where you're going to see them spread out. And once they start spreading out, you call it a counter. You get upside and get right down the middle of them. And it's a very smooth run, probably one of the best runs from the shotgun formation in Madden 13, in my opinion. So we'll show it to you one more time, and you could do something like this. Say they have, if you get something like this, you don't want to run it. So let's show you what you would want to run it at. Let's see, like a two-man under. Say they come out like something like this, where this guy's going to have to go over here and cover Davis. Now you have the read. You have numbers because you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys against their 2 and 3 here. So you're going to call it and come around, and this time they give us the outside, and you just want to kind of follow your blockers and cut. So there is the counter for you guys. Now we're going to talk about the halfback power O and how Oregon has made that probably their third best play, and what we do from it. And this is more of a power set, and this is where basically we're saying we're using the threat of Kaepernick to say they're in something like this. Say they're in a zone like this, and they got Golson over here. They're kind of guarding against the counter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit them inside with the power. And this is an inside run, and you're kind of running off the guard. Whereas before on the inside zone read, you're running off the center. You're running off the guard, and this is the quick audible down. So again, you see how this guy's kind of shading out for the counter. We quick audible down into the halfback power O. And we get a block shed from Sapayaga, but usually, guys, it will work very smoothly. Block sheds are something we can't really predict. However, they rarely occur, in my opinion, not as much as they do in practice mode. Practice mode is kind of hard to show, but that's just the theory behind when we're going to run the runs. And for a running-based offense, it's very difficult to show it in practice mode. Sorry about the camera freaking out there. Okay, let's talk about the triple option now, and this is the purpose of Ted Ginn. Now we have a run from this side of the formation, and we also can keep it and come outside. So it really works well with the scheme. And it has to be the regular triple option, the one where Ginn is going down, because now they could do something like this, guys. People adjust all differently. That's a new word. Say they do something like this. Say they come over here and they do kind of give you more of a left side look because they know you've been running left a lot. Well, say we got him here, we get Ted Ginn the ball, and now all of a sudden we can go off tackle left. It's still an inside zone read, but it's more of an off tackle. You can go inside or off tackle, especially with an agile guy. So something like this, for example, you get it here, and you just get the ball, and you're going to get upfield, and it's got 97 speed run the ball for you. It's going to be very effective, guys, once we get an in-game and prove to you, but this is just the concepts we want to go over. Okay. So that really does it for all the runs. Actually, I want to show you this one more time, try and get the guy to crash. He crashes down here, and you just want to read. Say this guy's going to have to choose between the quarterback and the running back. And in that instance, he chose the running back. Now, granted, the middle linebacker came over and made a great play, but it's usually going to be very smooth in the fact that the middle linebacker is going to be user control, and that guy's going to be selling out against this guy right here. You're coming around here, and now they have to choose between you and the running back. They choose you. You pitch by holding L1 or clicking it, like tapping it, kind of like you were throwing the ball. And then if you don't want to pitch, you just don't hit L1, obviously. And see here, that's the big playability of having a guy like 97 speed coming around there. And that's the purpose of having the quick feet of Ted Ginn and Michael James and Colin Kaepernick. Guys, you have 88 speed, 93 speed, 97 speed in the backfield here. So Man, these guys are block shed unreal. But so there's the running game in a nutshell. Very quickly broken down in only 20 minutes. I think that's very good for the amount of concepts we could do with this. And guys, like I said, you want to play around with motion. You want to try and get Ted Ginn. You want to try and maybe motion Moss. Just motion confuses the crap out of a defense, guys. See something like this, and now they crash down, and now all of a sudden they choose us. We pitch the ball to Michael James, and we now have a one-on-one with the middle linebacker. And guys, you're not going to go up against a lot of Patrick Willis's, in my opinion. So you're going to win that matchup against probably any other linebacker in the NFL. Okay, let's talk about the quick audible up. This is just very simple, guys. It's just a curl flat concept. I would drag Davis instead of on a slant. He's going to get under every zone, really. And you have quick pass here. You can quick pass these like that. And get upfield like that. So there's the quick audible, and the out routes are just the way we always run the out routes, basically. Very simple. Cornerbacks who see our back, and just throw them L2, pass lead down to the outside. Very simple, guys. Okay, now let's talk about the deep. This is kind of the key to the scheme. Is the play action pass audible here? And this is basically the theory. We're going to will route Ginn, and we're going to either motion him left or motion him right, based off the way we feel. Either way we motion him, he's going to get some huge separation, because he has 97 speed. So we motion Ginn out. They think we're running read option because of the play, and that wasn't a good example because he blitzed his whole team. Let's show you against just a standard two-man under here.
Where's my charger?